Now I said I wouldn't be doing Wednesday nights, and so hopefully I can get that. What am I, I don't know, YouTube. So get that. Okay, on there. What am I don't know, YouTube. So what we want to do. Okay, what am I, we can do doing stuff. All right. And it out. I'm going to be shooting it and I think I'm going to make August. Oh, what? Doing some sand. And I cut it into strips like this. Paper, so we're 1,000 is good enough for tonight. I'll show you, and it's hard to believe, but the shine comes from. So I shoot Windex on it. Allow. And circle of sanding. I got that from the Cage, or I think maybe his name is John Gage. And what you trying to make when I go for the I think that make a lot of noise. The form again, it's I'm not sure if it's working or not because it lost its style. The problem is it is focus on the community to sort out. Did the PHP to 7, but it is secure with HTTPS now, so it might in, but it pictures on it, but nothing to worry about. No, nobody's on there. I just try to make so. The hosting people all day. So we're getting why am I sanding on this? I buffed it out once. Okay, look, what's the first of the year, which is about six months. Come up, should really shine. Get some people in here to talk to me. One of they talk or whatever, and this is a. So that we're getting. Well, not streaming. There we go. And reboot the computer too. For some reason, the internet down. Reboot the computer. Oh, hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Hello.
We're going. Yeah, I see it. We're going to restart the stream.
Hello, can you hear me? We're going to restart the stream.
We'll be back in 5 minutes. Restarting. Okay, looks like we're back up and running. I think. Let's do this. Control C. Close. One viewer. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're up and running. Try it again. Enter. Hopefully the stream is better.
How you doing, Sparky?
Pretty good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. Let me see. I got a window open here, and well, there we go. I don't know why the TV's coming over here. Let's see here. Let's pull
Well,
this.
there's no link at the bench.
I know I haven't put it in there yet. Hold on a second.
All right.
Okay. Start talking.
How's everything going?
Crap, it still ain't working. I've had nothing but computer problems all day long.
Wow. I was watching it earlier.
Try settings. Microphone. Speakers is going to be. Okay, try talking now.
What you got going on?
There we go. That's it. All right, got that fixed. Is the stream better? More stable?
It seems to be.
Okay, it wasn't before. These twerps are monkeying with the internet.
Well, you know how it is with computers.
I know how it is with kids. Here's the deal. I like on the internet, you know, they threw in some code for the website, and it's not compatible with what we had.
Really?
So I got to go back and fix it. And then they want to charge me another $15 to straighten out a problem that they made. I said, hey, I'm a mechanic. How about this? How about if you come in, I put 2 lug nuts on each wheel of your car, and when the wheels come off, you come back and I'll charge you another $15 to put the other 3 on each one. She goes, well, that isn't very good. I said, well, that's what you guys are doing to me.
Wow.
Beyond ridiculous.
You can't win.
Okay, so we got the stream going there. That looks good. That is off. And that's good. All right, Dave, glad to hear it. I can see the chat. I figured out how to open the chat window, watch the chat window, and see the viewer. We've got 5 viewers on now. Welcome to the Sanding with Spark link. I sanded on this some today. I painted the white one yesterday, as most saw. But today, after being burnt out of talking on the computers, I thought that I would give myself a little zen and do a little color sanding. You said, what the hell is that? I explained that boning out process before. If you look right here, let's see if I can bring this in. You look right here, it's really dull. Well, that's what we want. That's what we want everything to look like. Really dull. That's flattened everything out.
Can you tip that wing up just a tad?
Pick it up.
Just tip it up. There you go.
Can you see that now? A little better?
You can see the A and the R looks dull.
Yeah. And we're going to make the whole airplane look like that. Or try.
Is this like a refinish or is this a new finish?
This finish. I've tried to explain this to people before. They've said, well, how can you get them so shiny, so light? Well, it doesn't come from paint. It comes from sanding. So what that entails is when I first built this airplane last year, I waited about a week, maybe two, and I sanded it and buffed it. But that's no good. So now it's 6 months later, same paint job. We're going to sand it again and rebuff it, and it'll be like Monaco.
Yeah, it's nice and hard now, huh?
Yeah, it's nice and hard. So I use the
That's
Windex. Go ahead.
That's all dope, right?
All dope.
So I got a question for you. Those planes that you were spraying white, are those customer planes or are they going to be selling those planes at the Nats or something like that?
They're customer airplanes.
Okay.
I took a contract to paint 10 of them.
Oh, wow.
Wasn't supposed to take so long, but it's taken me 2 years to do 10.
Wow.
Well, there's considerably more work in the paint job than there is in building them.
Absolutely. That's the most tedious part of it.
There's
Wally.
Wally.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Well, there's considerably more work in the paint job than there is in building.
Somebody's feeding back. Who's feeding back?
Is that better?
Well, I can hear you without feedback.
Well, I had to get out of the YouTube.
Oh,
When
yeah,
you're on YouTube, you get that kick feedback stuff.
you can't have more than one window open.
Right. I'm just a little slow. It takes me a minute to get all set up.
I understand.
Sparky, I think was it yesterday morning when you was on with Thomas. I seen you for a while, but I had to leave, so I didn't spend much time. I didn't come in because I wasn't going to be around long.
Yeah, I was painting that day.
Yeah, you were both painting.
3 people were painting.
Who was the other one? I must have left before the other one started. Oh, I know who it was. It was, he was prepping his plane to get ready for paint, huh?
Yeah, the guy in California, I don't know his name.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. That's only the second time I've seen him on here.
So I'm going to hand rub this instead of machine buff because of the noise, but it'll probably get machine buffed as well.
Bread machine.
So are you going to the Nats there, Sparky, or no?
Yes.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Cool.
Leave Sunday.
So that would be what, the 15th, 16th?
The Nats is the 17th, but I'm leaving tomorrow to go back, or Sunday to go back to work for a week, and then I'll go to the Nats.
Cool. Maybe I'll see you there.
Where do you live? Where do you live? Hello? Chris, where do you live? I guess it locked up.
I can still hear you all right.
Oh, okay, you're just measuring.
Yeah, you know, Sparky, when I showed you these plans for the Strega the other night,
Yeah,
I come up with something that I didn't really realize until after we were out of your session. But this is the first airplane that I've ever run across that the wing ribs, you know, like you usually have a W1 in the center of your wing.
Yeah.
And then like your W2s should mate up with the side of your airplane body.
Kind of. Okay.
Well, this airplane, the number, well, they show it here is your, it's in between the one, it's got two W1 ribs and two W2s, and none of them match up with the airplane body. So what you got for strength for your wing mating up with your body is just your planking that you put on there, you know, on your leading and trailing edge. You really don't get nothing out of your trailing edge.
Go look at I know the videos in there. It's probably the Monado series. It's got a suspended bell crank series, and it talks about the compression spar. Make sure you get one of those in there.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen some of the videos on the Monado, but I'll have to go back through that. Yeah, this kit, I'm not really impressed with the control horns at all. They've got 1/8 rod, but they're flat material, you know, that they drill for your control rods to go through. They're pretty skimpy on that.
You got two with a bushing in the middle of it?
No, it's got no bushing. It's just got your hole. And it's pretty, you know, it's not very wide. Somebody was telling me the other day they had one that broke. And that's kind of what I'm wondering is, I don't know, I guess I ought to go ahead and just buy me one of them Tom Morris full control units for this thing.
He probably has a kit already made up for it.
Yeah, he does. I've been on a website and seen it. I think I'll just do that. I'll just go get one.
Well, I'm back.
Hey,
I don't know where he went.
Got Hangouts cut me out again.
but I just like the idea of having a rib underneath the sides of the body.
Oh, Sparky.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, just Gerald joining in.
Hey, Gerald, how you doing, man?
Oh, good, thanks. Yourself?
Pretty good. This is the first time I've ever talked to you. I've been working when you've been on.
I'm escaping from work. I'm supposed to do outside at about nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. So I'll just join in briefly, and then I'll carry on with my work outside before my boys come home from school.
Where are you at, New Zealand?
Yeah, in Auckland, New Zealand.
The only Oakland I know of is California. I don't know anything about New Zealand.
Yeah, well, we're the top of the North Island of New Zealand. We're about 1,000 odd kilometres from Australia, and there's a fairly strong control line interest in New Zealand.
Are you a member on the forum?
Yeah, member of the forum, yeah.
There's another guy from New Zealand. I can't remember his name.
There's a lot of guys that are interested in control line, and a lot of them fly regularly in main centres outside of Auckland. So we do have a lot of interest here, but it's scattered all around the country in small groups.
At least you speak English.
Well, it's great being able to communicate with others and build your motivation, looking at what other people are doing.
Well,
Um,
the forum has been a pain in the butt, especially today. It's always giving me a fit about something. But I'm glad to bring it and make everybody, I've been trying to promote Control Line for years.
your control line flip the numbers everywhere. I suppose you're doing a great job trying to keep the numbers up. I suppose people like John Brodbeck enabling us to get material so easy, it really helps as well. I don't know where we'd be without Brodbeck and Sig and some of the other suppliers.
Man, this multicolor monocoat sure was nice.
It looks like a nice lacquer paint job.
It is lacquer. Dope. It ain't monocoat.
Oh, it looks brilliant.
Hand rubbed.
Have you got experience working on automobiles as well, or is it purely from working on planes, Sparky?
I've been building control line airplanes 55 years plus, and I was an aviation instruction mechanic in the Navy, a mechanic for Harley Davidson for many years. So it's kind of a accumulation of all the stuff that I've done in life, When you build control line airplanes, you kind of got to be an engineer, woodworker, painter, plumber, electrician.
It's a good test of one's skills. It's a good, and it helps build life skills for young people too.
Yeah, that's for sure. The young people, but the problem is with young people, they want it right now. If you tell them, well, that takes, where did you buy that? Well, you don't buy it, you have to make it. It's, how long did it take to make? 400 hours. I don't want to sit still for 400 hours.
Well, I suppose it's the general build time for most aircraft. You can't do anything. Doesn't matter how minimal the aircraft is. If you want a good job of it, it'll take hundreds of hours.
Well, if you think about it, I built this airplane in 40 days. That's really not all that bad. It's 10 hours a day for 40 days.
I suppose you can spend a huge amounts of time working on cars, which I've done in the past. I've done restoration work for the military vehicles at a local museum, and enormous numbers of hours just get swallowed up.
So now let's take a look at this and see if it looks any better. I see that I need to rub some more on the on there. Right.
Sparky, was that a polish you just put on, or was that rubbing compound?
Rubbing compound.
Okay.
I got some 3M that I'll use after I get this all rubbed out here.
Is that like a fine grit or a heavy grit compound?
This is a 6,000, I think.
It's made by who?
Now, this is a McGuire's Ultimate Compound, but the stuff that's the polishing stuff that I use is $26 a pint.
Wow.
Finesse it, 3M.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I think there's a lot of petroleum in it because you can really smell it. So let's see what that does. I think this is about 10,000 grit. I used to use toothpaste and all kind of stuff. I even have furniture polish.
Yeah.
Whatever works, grab a can of whatever. believe it or not, you use Brasso. What's that stuff? Not Brasso, but it's the cotton swabs for metal. That's a good polish too. Gorham silver polish is a good polish.
Yeah. It's like a chrome polish.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. It's the wads that come in the can.
Yeah, I got some chrome polish like that. It's like almost like an insulation type of deal. It's soaked in
Yeah.
in that polish. It takes all the oxidation off the chrome or the bluing. Takes the bluing off chrome and stuff as well.
So that looks pretty good. So after I do this will take a few hours doing. This is just the zen of polishing, you know. I won't get any extra points for it, but sure look nice sitting there on the lights. I don't know. Have you ever been to the Nationals in the 180 building?
I have never been there.
The lights in there really make the airplanes sparkle.
Really?
Oh yeah. If they're polished.
Hey, a nice collection of airplanes there behind you, Gerald.
40-odd years of building planes.
What's your yellow biplane there?
Oh, they're two different. They're just electric GWS biplanes. The other biplane I'm working on here is it's just it's a Ringmaster biplane there. It's the Great Lakes Trainer.
There you go.
It seems to me that you don't fly enough, because if you got that many planes, you ain't crashing them enough.
Well, luckily I've got a wife that builds as well. And,
You've got two boys too.
you know, they've been building on the other bench, but yeah, the modelling room's a bit of a mess. But yeah, I've got models on the other wall as well. I'll turn the computer on and you can see the other wall.
Yeah, I'm looking at it over there. You got a lot of airplanes, man. Wow. Old Acromaster, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's one my brother actually built. And then I've got one of the two-piece models down on the floor.
Are you married, Gerald?
Yeah, been married about 10 years.
And what does your wife say?
She's pretty good. Some of the models are hers. Looking on the wall, there's a Messerschmitt profile on the wall, that's hers. The sheath is hers. And the Ringmaster, or the shoestring model on the far wall is hers as well. So she builds and flies.
Sweet.
But, yeah, she's always been quite supportive, but I got her involved in it when she was quite young, when she was about 21. I got my wife into flying, and I taught her how to drive a car, and I said one of the conditions of teaching you how to drive is you've got to learn how to fly planes as well.
There you go.
And that worked quite well. She's been very helpful since.
And she actually enjoys it?
She enjoys it. She likes flying. She just normally does like a novice pattern or sportsman pattern, we call it here. And she's entered our nationals in the past, but she's also flown racing models, the little, they're called Phantom Racers. They're a little diesel racing model. She flies that as well. But it's just been hard when our boys were small, and now our boys are getting bigger. Now that they're 8 and 10, you can get them more involved, and it's less of a hindrance.
That's nice.
Keep them flying. Keep them out there flying.
Yeah, we actually bought a small farm so we could fly at home as well. So that's been great as well. When you don't feel like traveling, you can always do a bit of flying at home.
That's nice. Wish I could do that.
But yeah, that comes at a high cost in terms of maintaining the circles that we've got. Knowing the circles, we had to buy a big John Deere tractor just to maintain the place, and that's the hardest part of having your own site.
Oh, it's going to be hours.
It's looking good.
Yeah, I really like your Corsair hanging up there. Looks like you got the dihedral built into it. The whole works.
It's a mixture of different ones, and some of them are really just radio models, but most of our models are control line. But I did a bit more radio flying in the past, but I decided for the boys, it's good to get them flying control line and trying to get them to learn control line stunt. A more disciplined part of the hobby.
Yep.
Radio event is a buy and fly event, but you know, I do have quite a following with the radio guys. I was at the Giant Scale event last weekend in Muncie, and that was radio, and some guy I didn't even know said, "Hey, you're Robert Stork." I said, "Yeah." He said, "I follow you on YouTube." Well, great.
It's a big hobby, and sometimes you bump into people and realize they've got a good background in control line flying, and sometimes you can draw them back into it too.
Well, I don't care if they're flying radio as long as they're building. The reason why there's no supplies at the hobby shop is nobody builds anymore. So why should the hobby shop carry that stuff? You know, it's all
Yeah, I got a
art.
pretty good hobby shop at my house.
Yeah, that's the way my son is. He don't even build the ARFs. He buys them and has them sent here, and he says, "There you go, Dad. Build another one." In fact, I've got one downstairs, two of them downstairs that need to go together that are ARFs that belong to him. Out of the 4 that he's got down there in boxes.
You go to Stunt Hanger, there's a related channel or a featured channel on my YouTube, page, Stunt Hanger, and that was Don Rice, and he passed away from who knows what, but you need to watch some of his videos. That guy was an ARF magician. He would take an ARF and change it and make it look scale. It was, really nice, good builder, craftsman.
Yeah, what gets me is you get the box and says you can build this airplane in 5 hours less the glue drying time, and it's like, I would like to see him do that, because I better have at least 15 to 20 hours to build it, to make it look what I want it to be.
Yeah, my noble brother said that too. 6 hours. Yeah, right. It's more like 2 weeks.
Well, Danny, if you watch the Brodak video, Danny's got that aluminum plane from 1948. I don't remember what it's called. But he's told me that the box said can be built in hours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And he said several hundred hours.
Yeah, I got a chuckle out of that. Several hours.
So how did that plane fly? Did you see it fly?
I did not see it fly.
Oh, man. That looks pretty cool.
I got a lot on my plate. I just can't be everywhere at once.
Well, maybe one day he'll loop it without putting it in the ground.
I hope he doesn't.
He won't even try it?
I hope he doesn't.
Too much time to even try it.
Yeah, that was the most expensive airplane on the field.
Wow.
I bet that airplane's worth thousands, many thousands. All original 1948 kit built like that. Danny's a good craftsman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's built a lot of airplanes.
He did the exact same job I did in the service, AMS. Well,
Sparky, oh,
what's that?
Sparky, I was just wondering, is there a worry that you'll wear through the ridge lines, like with the ribs and the tippers with the polishing?
That's
You have
why.
enough.
That's why the sandpaper is cut into strips this wide. So when you sand, you don't sand on the cap strip. Sand up to it, and that's it. You leave the paint on each side. It's all
Have
about.
you given?
Go ahead.
Or do you have a number of clear coats of clear dope over the top to help protect the color?
There is 3 coats of clear on this, and that's it. There's not much paint. But that's why it's light, because there's not a bunch of clear on it. Or there's not a bunch of paint on it.
And I suppose the sanding seal is we weight goes on. Is there a much sanding sealer?
There's no sanding sealer on this either.
So you just primer then in the color coats.
My method of finishing is 3 coats of butyrate dope, clear dope on it. And let that dry and sand it with 320. And then put the paper on it. Then 3 coats of clear dope. And then no more than 1/2 pint of color. And then 3 more coats of clear dope. And that's all you get. The first coats of dope are put on with a brush, and everything after that is spray.
So you don't need any clear epoxies or clear urethane or anything else, and you finish just dope and nothing else.
There is clear urethane, automotive urethane on the nose, and that's to protect the nose from, fuel proofing.
Yeah.
Painted inside decal and outside. It's finished just as good inside decal as it is out. Matter of fact, the inside of the airplane is sanded as well as the outside. It's the only way you can build a light airplane.
Well, it does look quite brilliant. What's the total weight?
This airplane's 56. With this muffler on it, it's 56. With the other muffler, it's 55. But that's, that sounds impressive, but it still ain't as light as Billy's Thunderbolt. His is 53.
That is incredible. So I noticed a lot of people have gone away from running stacks and have gone to an expansion muffler. They're happy to have the extra weight of the expansion muffler over a stack.
The next one of these that I build is for a PA-75, and it will have a pipe underneath it. So we're looking at, first off, the PA-75 I think is about an ounce heavier. I'm not sure, but we'll say about an ounce. And then you got the pipe hanging underneath, so it's got 3 ounces of extra weight. So somewhere I got to figure out where to knock off 3 ounces on the build to make it equal. I don't know how Billy does 53 ounces for that Thunderbolt, but that airplane is beautiful.
It's a large model too, isn't it?
Yeah, I built 5 of them. The fuselage is about yay big around. It's pretty big. It's got a I'd say the square inches are about the same as this. It's got less cord, but a longer span. So I think I could build another Thunderbolt reasonably light, but I'm not going to try. There's a Billy and I were standing on the circle at the L pad on Circle 4, and we were talking about Thunderbolts, and he said, "Well, what do you think about that?" I go, "Well, I built 5 of them." He goes, "You're going to build another one?" I said, "Nope." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Poor design." And he kind of snapped his head, looked at me like, "What?" And it's just my thought of it. It's just so draggy. The airframe is just so big, and when the engine quits, you can hear that thing sucking air up as it's coming down.
But doesn't that help to, the induced drag, the extra drag can help control your speed and not wind up though? One thing I thought Al Rabe sort of used with his large airframe models with the Bearcat and Fury, that he is using all that frontal area to help keep the speed down on his down section.
No. No. The prop is what slows it down. Because no air is going to get, past that propeller. That disc is what's holding the brake,
Yeah.
So when that thing quits, the difference between Billy's airplanes and mine was about 17 ounces, and that's a lot. My Thunderbolts were in the 70-ounce range, and they needed to be in the 50-ounce range. So till I can figure out how to make a 53-ounce bolt, I ain't doing it.
It's sort of sad when you retire models because you know they're overweight and they just aren't competitive anymore.
Yeah, I've given up several projects when I feel that we're getting close to the weight limit.
I've got an old one on my. It's an old big Mustang, and they were really quite sad. The foam core wing Mustang. I never wanted to get rid of it. I enjoyed flying it so much, but it was just way too heavy even when it was new. And the wing loading was something like 17 ounces per square foot. And I had a Super Tiger 35 in it, and then pulled that out and put in a Super Tiger 45, the shell one, and it flew well, but it was just way overweight. And it's a really bad decision when you build a poor design and you realize all that effort's gone into the wrong model, and the style of construction, the foam wing with the veneer covering was just so heavy. But I suppose they look nice and they're very rugged, but I suppose looking nice and being competitive are different things.
Well, I've had a lot of arguments about weight, and I won't go into that. I believe in the light airplane theory. You can't take a Cadillac at 100 miles an hour and make an abrupt 90-degree turn, but you can take a Porsche at 100 miles and make a 90-degree turn. It's all about weight. Somebody's please.
I don't know. I haven't changed anything.
It ain't you. I don't think.
Chris is back in. Chris.
I think he's frozen up. It is him.
Hey, Sparky, I've got an engine here. See if you can see this.
Yeah.
This is a Rossi 90 radio control that my dad passed away a few years ago when he was working on a radio controlled Douglas Dauntless. And anyway, this guy that ended up with the airplane, I sold it to him. He put this engine in it. Well, he passed away. I ended up getting the airplane back. And I took this engine out of it. And I don't know much about Rossi engines, but I was wondering if this is actually a rotary setup back here, or if it's just regular intake coming out of the back, like what comes in the front. you know, instead of a carburetor.
Take the carburetor off.
Yeah, I can do that. Guess I'll have to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to probably sell this because I don't know what I would ever do with this 90.
Boat.
Put it in the boat?
Yeah. What it is, a hydroplane motor. Ducted fan.
Yeah, it could be it's probably a ducted fan engine.
Oh, you don't really see many ducted fan and
But it's a big old monster engine, I'm telling you, it's a big one.
oh yeah. They were rated at something like weren't they? Serious species.
One guy told me when he started, he says, "Man, was that thing ever loud?" Because they had it going into a T, or actually a Y, and the exhaust, of course, he had it mounted upside down, and the exhaust come out both sides of the cowling down by the leading edge of the wing like the real airplane did. And straight out right there, I guess it was a lot of noise. If it was a 75, I'd probably keep it because for 60s and 75 airplanes is where I'm going, and 90 is just bigger than what I want to do.
You're building a wind.
What's that?
You'll be building a wind.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't see any sense in it.
Hey, Chris, turn off the window. No, it is you, Wally.
Wonder how.
See, we got a window open. Because I can see it back in your mic.
What would happen?
So, Gerald, are your boys off at school?
Oh yes, they're still at school. I'll be home in about an hour's time, so I better get outside and do some more work. But looking at Wally's engine, here's one I got given for free from my brother, an old K&B Sportster.
Hold it up
And
higher. You can't see it. Hold it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a K&B Sportster, and I thought I'll put a control line carb in it. I'll make up my own carb. It had a broken case, and I thought I'll set that up and see if I can use it for control line. But
Sure.
it's terribly heavy, the K&B Sportster, the 45.
How much does it weigh?
Oh heck, it's on the scale. The muffler's heavy.
Okay, Sparky, does that make any difference?
I don't know until we talk.
Okay,
And I can't hear it feeding back now.
I think I figured out what it was.
About 15 ounces.
How much?
About 15 ounces with the muffler and prop.
Yeah, sell it.
Yeah, I suppose I could put it on a trainer for the boys, but
There you go.
yeah, it's just that thing. It's just too heavy, isn't it?
They're way too heavy. Oh, shit. 13 is about the upper side of it.
Well, even the large 75s and all are coming in well below that sort of weight, aren't they? The PA 75, or is it 74?
PA 75. Wow, we got a lot of black off that. See how it rubbed out there? Ooh, it's nasty. I didn't have any clear on it.
Oh,
Better not go too far.
no.
Knock the high spots off and buff it up. Because I'm not putting any more paint on it. I had to add another 1/4 ounce of tip weight. That just about killed me. I hate adding. But I added 2 foot of extra line and had to have that tip weight.
Well, what length lines are you flying on?
66.
And 18 foul line or
15.
15?
I don't like 18. You can fly 15s up to 64 ounces.
I'm not very competitive, so I just use whatever. I normally use 18 thou just because it lasts a bit longer with me and my big feet tripping over them.
You're not supposed to trip over them.
And I normally trip over my own lines because I don't really pay as much attention to my own lines, but I know the golden rule is not to trip over somebody else's lines.
Let me know when you're coming to America so I don't fly with you. And that looks a little better. Shined up pretty good.
So, Gerald, did you guys get to go flying in the last few days?
I haven't flown now for about 2 weeks. We're in the middle of our winter, so we've had some pretty bad weather. So it was about 2 weeks when we last flew.
So how bad is the winter? 70 degrees?
It would, we normally think in terms of centigrade, so we would probably get down to it's probably most of the time it would be around 50 degrees.
Ooh, yeah, man, that's cool.
It's not very mild.
Buddy, you could die here.
Oh, I'd love to have 50 degrees in the middle of winter.
Yeah, the problem though, when we have in winter, isn't the cold, it's the wet. And when we have wet, it turns our fields sort of turn to a marsh. And so you end up trotting around in your gumboots, and it gets a bit unpleasant after a while.
Yeah.
Everything gets churned up. But you've got to go for a rainy season. It's sort of semi-tropical in that respect, because we're in the north of the country. Further south, it gets a lot colder and it's more dry. But where we are in Auckland, it just gets very mushy underfoot. And unless you've got a good hard circle, it all gets churned up quite quickly.
Well, you come over here to where I'm at, and it's 20 degrees, 10 degrees, then you can complain. 50 degrees, that's yeah, right.
Yeah, we have a very mild winter in terms of the temperature, but it's really just the fact that it just gets so wet, and you can't I can't mow the circles when it's so wet because the equipment just sinks in the ground.
Well, shoot. The Zen.
What I've been dealing with is just a lot of wind. Reminds me of being in Wyoming. Just windy, windy, windy.
It's been windy here, too. Yeah, it's been windy here. I'm hoping the gnats aren't windy. We had really good weather for the gnats the last 5 years. It's been basically stun heaven, but I got a feeling that this year is going to be like it was, I think it was '06. In '06, it was blowing 30 mile an hour. Unbelievable.
New Zealand's often called the land of the long white cloud, and with that comes the wind too.
Yep.
Yeah, it just means you have your windy weather models and your fine weather models, don't you?
Well, if it's blowing 30 miles an hour, my airplane ain't getting out of the car.
Boy, mine either. It's not even fun when it gets bad like that. It's not even fun.
Many years ago, when I was a young lad, it was about 30 years ago now, I built it was a Genesis, and I had really just trimming it, and I entered it in a contest, and the wind was really up there, and it just got chronic wind up in the wind. Before the thing had really even finished its test flying, or it was on its third flight, that was it was wiped out. And I learned a lot about wind in that experience.
Well, yes. Yeah, it just isn't worth it.
I got a pair of Genesis foam cores by Bob Hunt in the closet, I think. And if you'll pay the shipping, I'll send them to you.
It would be nice to build another one.
I don't have the plans. I don't think I have the plans, but you know, I know where to get them.
Yeah, and I've still got the plans. I built it, and I had the plans and I did it, but it's a long time ago now. I just have to dig them out again. I think I've got a pair of foam wings that could have been Genesis as well. They were my rough set. I pulled them out of the wardrobe.
Now these are not. See, technology's come a long ways. The foam wings that are cut today are lighter than the ones that were cut year. So these wings might be an ounce heavier than what Bob would cut you now, because they're the original ones that I think his dad cut.
Yeah, I cut my ones myself. I think my wife let me cut them.
Uh-huh. So you're a real modeler.
Yep, try and do it all. Yep.
What is that for?
That was the spare set of wings for my Genesis that I made, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, see, our cores are not cut like that, but you have both top and bottom. You have just one half there.
Yeah, I've got my other cores here, but they were all my reject ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you put some of the wing on my Genesis to what my wife's model up on the wall has, the Messerschmitt up on the wall over the corner of the room.
Uh-huh.
It's got I think it was about a 750 square inch wing, but the fuselage moments were way too short. But that was experimenting a long time ago.
So, Gerald, is that your wife there in the poster? That's sitting there, man, you're doing good, buddy.
Where? Let's see the poster,
It's
Gerald.
like, holy cow, she's a beauty. You did great.
Oh, yeah.
No, this is my wall decoration, eh? I can't say too much.
Awesome.
She's still beautiful to me all these years on.
That's Gerald. I hope that's your wife, man.
We're all getting on age-wise.
Yeah.
And once you hit the big 50 mark, it's hard to keep everything in shape.
Oh, 50. I can't even remember that.
But yeah, just look at my young boys growing, and you just realise you got your time in the sun, your bit, and you've really got to do what you can while you're young, because it doesn't take long, and then all the arthritis and all the other stuff starts kicking in. It gets harder just to stay upright and keep your feet where you want them when you're flying.
Yep, they grow fast, man. Before you know it, they're gone.
My kid's 41.
Oh,
Yeah, my oldest is 40.
Ridiculous.
I had a kid the other day who was in my son's shop. He was talking to me, and he might have been 5. I says, I've got my youngest granddaughter is older than you.
Chris says to hang on,
sure old.
dropping him. He'll try another day.
Oh, okay.
We got 7 watchers.
Oh, it looks like Gerald dropped out too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, us our diehards are at it alone.
Well, there's nothing I can do about YouTube and the internet. I mean, I got so damn mad today. I spent all day on the phone with Bluehost trying to get our forum straightened out. So I don't know. What they're doing is they're making updates and then not testing them. They're letting us beta test them. It's bullshit.
They're the guinea pig, huh?
Yeah. I said, well, how about if I put 3 lug nuts on your front wheel and then send you out, and then you can come back in a couple of weeks and pay me $15 to put the other 2 lug nuts on. That's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I've been down in my basement straightening up my workshop and doing some rearranging. It's a mess. Where I can work again.
What I need to do here is clean up places of sty.
You clean up, it takes you forever. It seems like it doesn't take very long at all, and you got the same mess again. So you got to start over.
Can't find anything either.
Yeah, that's my problem too. But I guess it's all right as long as we're driving forward.
People have asked me, how long does it take to do this? I spend about a year doing this.
Yeah, does it ever end?
No. And they always get better. So each time you do it, it gets better.
Oh, Gerald made it back in.
yeah, I kicked myself off somehow. I don't know how I did that. I picked up the mouse and clicked something.
Yeah, we was talking, then all of a sudden you was gone. So, well, Gerald dropped out.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, shit happens. Especially with computers. Stay off the edges when you're doing this.
Well, it's a great thing with control line. No computers generally.
Yeah. We're living in electronic prison. Just nobody knows it yet.
Yeah. I suppose you hear of all these cyber attacks and you realize, yep, they put too much dependency on electronics.
Yeah, you hand somebody a piece of paper and a pencil and say, figure this problem out. How do you do that?
Yeah, that's something else. Most people can't even count back change. when you go to the store without looking at the computer and telling them what, you know, you got to bring back to them.
I think it's going to come out good.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming along.
Well, it really doesn't, the pictures don't do it justice. You got to kind of look at it close. Kind of like my Monado, that pictures don't do it that justice because there's gold flake all the way through that. You can't see it on the computer. But this is just getting the most out of the paint job that I can, you know, without adding more paint. Yeah, you could make it shinier easier by adding another coat of urethane, or then you got all that weight. Derek Berry's airplane looks real nice.
Which one was his?
It's on the forum. I don't know the name of it.
Oh.
Looks real good.
Yeah, one thing I really enjoy is when they line up all those airplanes, and over there on Brodak's lawn, and you can look at all the different planes and the different paint jobs, and boy, there's some pretty airplanes.
Oh, I suppose it's many hours of people's work. People's life in the thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you spend a lifetime learning how to do it. That's for sure.
Yep. You're always learning something new.
And what makes me feel good is I get them guys on the, like, especially on YouTube, they're thanking me for passing on what I know.
Absolutely.
Well, that's one great thing about YouTube. Even my wife likes using it for all her videos on cleaning and cooking and whatnot, and I can use it for air modeling. And yeah, it's a great bonus having YouTube.
Somebody's got a ultimate biplane wing. Frank Washburn has an ultimate biplane wing, lost foam. So that's cool.
Sparky, what's the lost foam technique? I think I sort of remember it in my head, but can you refresh us?
That was a design building technique that Bob Hunt came up with, and it's kind of ingenious. You take and cut a foam core, and you section that foam core at the rib stations, and then you trace the rib stations on the wood, and build the wood wing in the negative of the wing. So the positive is an exact copy of the negative. So that works out real good.
So they're like building in a wing jig in a sense.
The only way I build them anymore is lost foam. This is a lost foam wing. I think I have several videos on lost foam out there. I'm sure that the XL video series, this airplane has it me building the wing.
There was a great video that I saw. Somebody posted it to about the Argus Stunter and its I-beam wing, and the AMA Museum ran a series of YouTube videos on famous models and their builders. And I suppose a lot of people wouldn't understand what an I-beam is these days when they're just buying ready-to-flies.
I'm surprised that Rusty hasn't been on. Of course, he said he wasn't going to do Wednesday, so. Of course, I didn't announce this stream either.
Yeah, I just happened to come up from my basement. I was down there cleaning and organizing. Thought I'd get on the computer for a minute, seeing if you was on.
Well, this is an unofficial event. That's why I didn't announce it.
Oh, it's a good backup yesterday today, and see somebody working away on their model. But I might quit now anyway and get out and work on my wife's Sunbeam car that I'm supposed to be getting ready for. Before I take it into the garage and do some suspension work. So I might quit now and say goodbye to both of you and catch you again next time.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
we'll see you later. Enjoyed it. Have a good week, man.
All right,
Tell the
Gerald.
kids
Take
I-
care.
Yeah,
okay,
tell
we'll
them
see you,
kids I-
Sparky. And
We'll
see you,
see
Wally.
You see you
Okay,
later,
bye.
man.
Okay, bye.
I just felt, seeing as I was going to sand and rub, I might as well have someone to talk to.
Yeah, who was it the other day talking about, boy, it sure is a boring life when you're working on a model. You're all by yourself. Yeah, I guess so. I don't mind it, though. But like Gerald, I guess I will cut out too and go back to my duties down in my basement. See if I can get my shop all put together so I can start working down there again tomorrow.
All right. I guess we'll end the stream. I thank everybody for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video. YouTube, share the video on Facebook, Twitter, and all your other Pinterest, all the other social media that help us grow. We got about 1,400 members. I'd like to see it up to 14,000, but that ain't gonna happen. So until Friday, when Rusty, I think I'm gonna have Rusty host the show. We'll see if I can talk him into it. Till we see you again. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
All right. We'll see you guys. See you